Hello and welcome. Today we're back with another video, and before we get into anything else, I'm going to go ahead and show you the things that have arrived and what's going on as soon as you walk into the main level of the house. So let's go to those clips. As you can see, we have received a few very large boxes here. These are supposed to be velvet dining chairs, and it came in a set of 6 off of Amazon. As you can see right here, we have already opened up one box, and it does contain 2. I wanted to open up one before I started filming just to verify that the material is what it was supposed to be, because these came in multiple material types, and it is in fact. It just doesn't say on the box what the material is. We are going to put these 2 together, and then I will be back on here to show you what they are starting to look like. Okay, so as you can see, we have started putting these together. I have done the first 2 so far. Now, these do come in 2 pieces plus all of the little bolts and stuff like that to put them together. These are the ones with the silver nail heads, as you can see, and the dark wood legs. Now, it showed that the legs were a gray tone. I was not wanting a gray tone. I was wanting more of a brown tone, so I'm happy to see that these are darker than what I thought they were going to be. These do have the nail heads that go all the way around. And then this one does have the little handle in the back. You have to put these on as well. So that one may be a little crooked to start with, but I'll have to fix that because you can unscrew them and then fix them like you want them. But yeah, these are the ones that I ended up doing. And I can say that they are very nice. Now, the cushions on these are pretty hard to start with. However, I would not want that to be any softer, because over time it's going to wear down. And so if it starts off soft to begin with, it's just going to be basically touching the wood in no time. So this is what I got. Now, I am going to be using these for everyday chairs. Our dining table is actually going to be our everyday table, and that should be coming in here in just a little bit. I can see some wrinkles in this, but again, this was all, I put this all together, so I'm sure I can pull this material around, yeah, just like that, and just flatten it out. So if you get these and you notice that when you're putting them together that they're really wrinkled material, just play with it while you're putting it together or when you get through, and flatten it out, because it definitely works. Now, I got these as a set of 6. It basically broke down to $35, $36 per chair, which is a very good price for chairs like this, especially with the ones that the piece comes out and basically hugs you, which is what I wanted. Now, I did have to pay $109, I believe it was $109.99 for shipping on these, but if you divide that by 6, you're still around $50 per chair, and that to me is a really good price for these. Now, you do have to put these together. It didn't take very long. Once you figure out the first one, because all of your pieces are in the bottom of this, the bottom of the chair is Velcroed. You just un-Velcro it carefully, take all the pieces out, Velcro it back after you get through putting it together. You'll need to leave it open while you put the bolts in and get them on very well for the legs and the back, and then you just simply close it up and re-Velcro it. And I'm not mad about it. I sometimes get stuff in that I don't absolutely love. So far, I'm loving this. Now, the table is also supposed to be here, so when it gets here, I will show that to you, and then we will finish putting all these together and set it up and see what we think about it. The table has arrived. It did come in a box, so I went ahead and got the pieces out for it. This was very easy to put together. It was literally I believe it's a 60-inch top, and the 4 legs. Each leg needed 2 bolts, and of course I still have some chairs to put together, but currently I have the table put together and 4 of the velvet dining chairs. This is the look that I was going for. I did want something that had like these little decor, styled legs on it, and I wanted just like a medium wood tone. So the wood tone is going really well with like the trim of the room, and so this is what I was looking for. And I also am thinking about doing a small plant here, like a pottery piece with a vining plant in the middle. Not sure. The other thing is, in this room we have a ceiling fan over there, but there's not a light above this. So I do have to get an electrician to come in and I'm going to end up just doing a chandelier up here to go above the dining room table. I do need to find a local electrician to be able to come in and do that, and so I will also need to pick out the chandelier for this area. I don't know. I feel like my house is such a disaster right now as I'm trying to unbox things and put things together and still set it up. I feel like I'm not accomplishing what I want to accomplish. But anyway, I'm sure everybody gets to that point at some time. But anyway, yeah, so this is the table. This is the dining room chairs. I do love them. I absolutely love them. I still have the two to put together right here. That right there, that table, I believe is going to go up in the designer room. I'm not 100% positive right now, but I think I'm going to end up putting it in the designer room. We're going to go up and work on the designer room because I will look and see if we can kind of figure an area for this out, but also I got the stuff in to start working on that. So as you can see, we're starting to get some of the stuff in and we're starting to get some of the stuff put together, and I really hope it's going to start feeling a lot better because I just feel like the house is just so not together. Like I don't feel like it's like the actual home we live in, just because I think it's just not fixed up yet, but it's a process. I know it is. Like I don't expect anything to be together immediately, and just the way things have just gone because we moved into a house that's set up so much different than the one was that we had before. We can't expect everything to just magically snap our fingers and be there, but we are getting stuff. I am making some decisions finally and starting to get some of the stuff done, but that's just kind of where we are right now. But we have gotten a few things in, so we're gonna be working up here today. Also, we have another brown box, which means we have another designer video coming. So the video after this one should be the new designer item for the shelves. This is the state of the room. This is the same room I'm in right now. As you can see, there are just bags of stuff piled up over there because that is stuff that is still not been unboxed. We closed on the other house on October 3rd, so we had to bring everything that was left there here. So some of this stuff is just here because I didn't know where else to put it yet. So that's why we have this going on. This is going out of here in the next couple of days. This is the ottoman that we have. We're going to keep that in here. I do have it just covered up with a Ralph Lauren blanket just because the material on it has some damage to it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has some damage to it. So I ended up just ordering in a cover for that. We're going to attempt it to just see how those work. We have also we have bedding for this that we're going to be doing. The only thing is I'm going to need to still get a couple of more pillows for that, I know. And then I'm thinking that the table that is downstairs in the corner, I'm thinking I may bring it in and put it over here and see how that works out in this room. I'm just not sure what I want to do with it right now. Don't want to get rid of it, but I don't know what I want to do with it. We did actually receive some things in today for this room. So let's see, we have this cover, which is just a cream colored cover. It's velvet, so it's a lot like, or it's actually I think the exact same color as the new dining chairs downstairs, which should work perfect for here. This is what I got to cover the ottoman, so I'm hoping this one fits. I went by the dimensions, so this one should fit. I also ended up getting some sheets. So this day bed is a twin XL that turns into a king size. I wasn't exactly sure what sheets to get for it, so I went with these. There's split king, which it doesn't really explain anything to you on the description. It says it's 7 pieces, so I'm assuming there are 2 fitted sheets for 2 twin XLs, one solid flat sheet, and then 4 pillowcases, but your guess is as good as mine. If you know anything about split king, you can leave a comment, let me know, because I haven't a clue. We are going to put this on the bed, but as I brought this minute, I haven't got a clue as to what we have. But this is also in the same color as this, so it's going to be a lot of really like neutrals in here. But I want to try to make this room be as light as I possibly can, with just some of the accents being darker, just because I don't want the room to feel too overpowered. And so I want to try to keep it as light and airy as possible. I'm really trying to do that with the entire house, so I don't know. And then I ended up getting this quilt set. Now this is supposed to be like an olive color, and I believe it's going to be when we take it out. It looks darker in here, but in the camera it does look like the color that I was going for. This is supposed to be a twin comforter or twin quilt with matching pillowcases, which the reason I did that is because I have for when the bed is actually made into a king size bed, I do have larger like king size comforters that we can put on there for when it's made into king size, because it would only be like that when people are here. So mainly I was going for the look of what I wanted for when it's put in its daybed form. And so that's the reason I went with the twin size of it, because if I did king size for the daybed, it would just be way too much cover, and I don't think it would look very good at all like that. So I went with this. Now, I do have a few things that I still need to get, and so that's going to be on top of the ottoman. I'm going to do a big tray that I can put on it, and then put some cute decorations on top of that in front. And then, of course, if we move that table in here, we'll do decorations on that table. So I kind of feel like it will come together a little bit better. But right now, I don't know. I just have such weird feelings sometimes. Like, I don't feel like this is quite coming together the way I want it to. And then I'm just like, well, it's because it's not done. Like, just keep going. Do any of you guys do that? Is it just me? I'm just curious. You have to sound off below and let me know. But I get ideas in my head about what I want things to look like. And then as I'm working on them, they just don't really come together like I think it's going to. And I think that's just kind of the way I'm feeling right now, is because sometimes it doesn't come together, that I'm just kind of feeling like, well, this probably isn't going to work. I don't know. That's a terrible way to be, I know, but I don't know. That's just kind of the way I feel right now. But anyway, today we're going to push through this. We're going to go ahead and at least get started on some of this. And I still haven't taken the little things off of the olive tree over here, as you can see, but I'm hoping this all comes together. I'm still debating whether or not to get a third shelf here, and then I can move this olive tree to that corner. I also can move this olive tree downstairs where the round table is right now, in that corner, which I think would probably be really pretty also. I may just need to get another olive tree. What do you guys think? Like, leave me some thoughts on this. I think I know, and then I think I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. But let's go ahead and at least see if this cover works on this ottoman. This ottoman is one that you can open up and put blankets and stuff in, but we don't really use the blankets and stuff that are in there right now. They're more of just like those keepsake type ones. So to put a cover over it won't hurt anything, because we don't normally open it anyway. So let's get started. Okay, that was like the easiest thing ever. I don't really know what I was expecting, but wow, like even with this light color, I mean, I know the one underneath it is light, but it also had those designs on it, and I cannot see any of the designs through this, and I kind of felt like I might would, but I really like that. What do you guys think? I still have the little wood feet under there. The seams, of course, are exactly on the edges like it should be. This was, I believe, the medium. I'd have to go back and look at my order, but I think it was like $20 or $22 maybe for this. Yeah, like I was to the point of trying to figure out if I just needed to get rid of it, and I thought, who's gonna want it, because they're gonna have to recover it unless it's somebody who actually does that for a living. And I didn't really want to get rid of it because I like it and I wanted to keep it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get like a big tray to go on top of here, just something to go up there that I can put things on. What do you guys think? Is this, have you ever used one of these covers? Is this what you would have done? Would you have done it as a DIY project? I actually thought about doing it as a DIY project, and then just getting like leather and putting over the edges of it, because most of the damage is on the edges, and then just leaving the rest of it. But then I thought, if I get the leather and I do that and I don't like it, then I've wasted all that money and didn't gain anything, and I would still have to do something else. So this is just a easy thing I could do. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not? It's the same color as the actual bed and the same color as the walls in here. So let's work next on taking this comforter off. But the main, the drawers on the bottom. Okay, so if you have the day bed and the twin XL, this twin quilt is actually the perfect size for this. If you think about it, if you were to get the twin or twin XL, so if you have a regular twin bed, your comforter goes off the ends and the edges, right? So it covers the end of the mattress and everything. So when you get a twin XL, same thing. Your twin XL is going to be longer than the mattress itself because it needs to go over and cover the ends of them. So if you're doing the day bed, then if it's the twin XL day bed, you don't really need that twin XL size. You just need the twin size because you don't need to worry about it going off the edge and covering the end of the mattresses because they're tucked into the side arms, right? So that's the reason I went with twin, and the twin is perfect because it does go about that far over the edges to where you can just tuck it in. And then of course it hangs over the back, which is just fine. It did come with apparently just one of these, and I thought it came with two. So sadly, I'm only gonna have one of the matching shims, but I guess that's okay. I was hoping for two. The plan was to get 4 to go across the back that would be the same cream color as the sheets, which would be the same color as the back, so it would basically just cover that up. And then to have these two just kind of in the front of it, but I guess we're only going to have one, so not exactly sure how this is going to work. See, this is one of those things that I talk about, that as I work on things, they don't really work out the same way that I think they're going to, because, and I don't know really why I even thought that a twin would have 2 pillow shims. I think it was just the picture that I saw showed it with 2. I know the table is probably not going to fit right there because it's so massive. The glass top is what's massive, not the table itself. The table itself would fit just fine there. It's the glass top that won't. So I'm trying to figure out, you know what, let's just check it and see. Hold on. Okay, so as I figured, the table itself will fit there. Going up and downstairs gets me every time. Hopefully that will get easier, but the table will fit. I think the only issue is going to be that glass top, but I'm thinking that I may not put the glass top on top of it. I mean, it fits just fine. I could then move this lamp down here, can go behind it. Like, that is a floor lamp, but it can go behind it like that, and that would give us the entire table to be able to work with. I kind of feel like this may be the answer. I do kind of like the luggage up here anyway. I know this is not a true designer style luggage, but the look of it is the colors. I could always bring at least one more of the size down and put in front of that to kind of work with as not a table, but just for like the look of it. I don't know, what do you guys think? What would you do? I think as far as nothing being in the way, this is the better answer because that's a window, and so if the table's definitely not in the way of the window, the luggage would not be in the way of the door, so we could still utilize all of that. So now it will be, should we do a different lamp or keep that lamp? What decor goes here? That table also has a little thing underneath. It's like a second level there that we can put something on. We can decorate here. We can bring the other suitcase in there if we want to. And then pillows. And then a tray. I don't know. I need you guys to give me some feedback on all this because I'm not exactly sure what to do. So the table did end up with a few marks on the legs right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's down there. So when I think I'm going to end up getting some of that walnut paint to go over the chair legs downstairs to give it more of that walnut color in the chair legs. If you notice that they're more gray and black tone, I think I'm going to add a little bit of walnut into them to make them match that table better. Then I can put the walnut right down here. I still have all this stuff over here. I'm not trying to hide any of this stuff from you guys. I'm just trying to get it out of the picture to where you can see. But I still have all this stuff to do something with. I am also going to, I think, get some little throw blankets or maybe just one and kind of go over that edge, probably over there. So that's where we are. Just kind of give you a pan around of the room here. You can kind of see like where we are with it all. It's still a huge mess, but I guess that's what happens when you move, right? So I'm still thinking about getting an ottoman or a chair to put there. And of course we need still a pot to put that tree in. to set that up for unboxings. And I gotta do something with all this stuff. So for right now, this is where we are, and this is just where it's kind of going to stay until I can get everything situated. So I need your feedback, you guys. I need you to sound off below. Let me know, what would you do? Do you have any thoughts on items to put in here? Do you have any thoughts on how to make it look better? I do feel better about it though, with the table and the quilt. To me, does make it feel a little bit better. Definitely the ottoman cover makes it feel more clean. So yeah, but sound off below. Let me know, what would you do at this point to make everything feel and look better? Remember, we're going for designer but neutral-esque style. So let me know what you would do. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, and remember, we love you.